Hello, welcome. I trust that you guys are doing fantastic, so well. We are here in December. I really love this. This is my favorite month of the year. There is this bio celebration, and it is so nice. This is my favorite month. So I hope that you are just so well, and I am sending you my best energy. I am asking you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. More content will be coming soon. So this video is about, I want to share my personal opinion about these philosophers, Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, with you, and I just want to share my thoughts, and because I really believe that Stoicism really can help you as it helped me. Just having this, just another point of view about life, and that is so amazing to have. So Seneca is I believe that is a great human being. I he he shared with us amazing quotes from his own experience. I'm gonna be honest with you because I was doing my research and I thought that Seneca he was coming from a humble beginning, really, but refreshing my memory and my understanding about his life, he was not. He actually come from a little bit kind of wealthy family, right? But it is so interesting because he kind of understood, how can I say this, the challenges about life, even though coming from a wealthy family, because he was being faced about the materialistic things about life and um, corruption, right, in a difficult situation during his year. And this is life itself. You can be living in any year for me, and that's life, right? It's about challenges, and that is so actually so nice to understand that Seneca went through that, because that give you another perception about life. Again, I do know, and I like to share the background, right, about Nightingale, Bob Proctor, Brian Tracy. They come from humble beginnings. They truly come from humble beginnings, and in the case of Seneca, in this case, he come from no so humble beginnings or small beginnings, but in the same scenario, he was faced with that truth about life, right? That is the materialistic, the kind of the spirituality, and the essential about life, right? Bad, evil. And so he become this philosopher very known in Stoicism, right? So Seneca, born in the 4 BC, and he was a Roman philosopher, writer, a statesman. He come from a prominent family, and as he was accused of conspiracy, and he was forced to commit suicide by Nero's order. That sounds familiar because Socrates, for example, right? The same thing. And well, that was his decision to commit suicide, and but the idea was that he become a writer, a philosopher, right? And he shared his point of view about life, even though he coming from a wealthy origin, right? And he has these quotes like life is like a play, And it doesn't matter how long it lasts, but how well it is performed. It is not that we have little time, but that we waste a lot. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. It is harder to attain peace than victory. Tranquility is the true wealth. What is not yours, you don't have. What is yours, no one can take from you. The greatest obstacles to life is the expectation that there is something better. Wow. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, but learning to dance in the rain. I love it. For me, just kind of understanding his quotes in my own opinion, right? He got it. I mean, he got it. The hardship about life, and this is something that, again, and I like to share my personal point of view, my personal life. And by realizing this, I went to college, I went to high school, right? And even though my family and nobody is like on my life, nobody talks about this, like for real. So it's about me facing the challenges about life, me feeling the hardship, me being in the storm, so I can realize it for myself, right? And for me, in order to Seneca to get that, he needed to face some hardship. And so those quotes really, for me, is talking about how is that a man decide to go after peace and tranquility, realizing that that is the true wealth, after you have realized how disturbing, how chaos, but at the same time peace, right? And materialistics, and realizing that perhaps, and I am telling you, in my hardest time, in my hardship, the only thing that I wanted was to pass the storm. And for me, when you realize a peace of mind is so important, so valuable, but in order to get there, you need to go through a lot of hardship. And so Seneca sharing this for humanity, for me, just represent another voice, right? And it is definitely a legacy that he left for us, for the world, and again, for me, just another understanding about the truth about life, and just for me to make better decisions, right? Because just give me just insights about to decide better about me, understanding that life is chaos, life is corruption, life there is this, right? Of course that there is happiness, joy, freedom, peace, love, right? All those qualities. But again, there is also this kind of dark side, right? Negativity. There is wars. There is crimes. There is all those other scenarios. So when you realize it both, you kind of just want to be. You would like to be to be in the positive, right, side of life, and but in order to get there, sometimes you need to pass the storm. And for me, that's just Seneca sharing some quotes about the truth about life. So I just wanted to share with you so you can understand life by your own, right? That's the thing about your own experience, by your own thoughts, by your own experience about life. So yeah, despite his influence in the imperial court, Seneca is best known for his philosophical writings and his stoic lifestyle marked by contradictions between his wealth and his teachings on virtue and austerity. That's it from Seneca. Epictetus. Epictetus was born a slave, but his master, a freedman named Epictetus, allowed him to study philosophy. Later, he gained his freedom and founded his own philosophical school in Rome. And although his writing did not survive, his philosophy was preserved by his disciple Arian in the discourses and the special handbook. His life and teachings centered on self-discipline, self-control, and accepting what cannot be changed. Some quotes from Epictetus or Epicurus: "It's not things that disturb us, but the opinions we have about things. Freedom is the only wealth human can truly possess. What is not your concern does not affect you. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. A man is not disturbed by things, but by his judgment about things. If you wish to be rich, don't increase your money, decrease your desire. It is impossible for a man to be free if he doesn't master his desires. The first step to peace is accepting what cannot be changed. What matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it. Don't worry about what others think of you. What matters is what you think of yourself." Love it. I really love Epictetus because from his beginnings, born as a slave, and think about his mindset, right? About how he changed his mindset, going through all his own hardship. And this is so similar to me as Bob Proctor, Brian Tracy, right? Those self-made millionaires or wealthy people. That is such an amazing story because I believe that those realized about it, right? And this the same content that we share in this channel, that we become the what we think about, and with our thoughts we make our world. The same thing Epictetus founded for himself, even though he was he was a slave. He overcome that, and he understood that. And this is something that is for me like so crazy about human life, that how we think about others, right? That is so weird. And Marcus Aurelius mentioned this in his quotes as well, that we dedicate some time about what others may think about us, and that bring us fears, and right, that because by we kind of thinking about what others may think, perhaps we just get discouraged about doing something because we are kind of afraid of about other people's opinions about us. And for me, that is just Epictetus sharing his understanding about life, and this is life. It's kind of like Seneca just shared, like it's like a play, like a theater, right? For me, that is so true. Um, so by decrease your desire, and it's the same thing that in Buddhism, right, and the teachings from the East, that they try, because we are we are thinking beings, and when you realize that we suffer more imagination than in reality, that's another quote from Seneca, actually. And so by you understanding that, by you understanding that with your thoughts, I mean, like constantly, you are being attacked by another thought and another thought, and there you go on a little trip with your imagination, and now you're thinking about this, or perhaps you are worrying about this other scenario, right? So when you realize this about the human experience, in my case, it was trying to control more about life. It was like, okay, I can understand this now. I understand that, yes, it's about our thoughts, and I need to find a way to decrease my desires. And that was something that happened to me. Like, honestly, I definitely wanted to grow my own things, right? And but I realized that I was kind of suffering because I didn't have those things, even materialistics. So I was learning through the teachings of a lot of wise men in the past, and so in my case, was how can I truly like decrease my desires to get in this contentment about life, right? Because for me that is key. That is totally key. And you will realize it how Marcus Aurelius, Alexander the Great, those wise human beings, they got it. So I was kind of following the same path, meaning I was getting into that realization about life, that how, in my case, how can I stop those desires or suffering from don't having, even though, in my reality, right, my perception, like right now, it was like, but I don't have it. It's like, I don't have it right now. I don't have those resources that I need in order to, even though, to support other human beings, to support with my projects, and even though I was trying to do something good, right? I was kind of like suffering, right? Being a little bit greed because I didn't have those resources. So it was like, in my case, about meditation, like calming the mind, trying to really stop the mind, and habits. Habits meaning to it in a daily basis. Because that was like the only way of how can I change my own perception, my own actions, daily action, like desiring or thinking about why I don't have this. And of course, by realizing the teachings of Brian Tracy, but Proctor, right? Focus on the good that you currently have, and meaning being grateful. Because if you focus on what do you don't have, that you will grow that, right? So that is so important. And at the same time, it's like you trying to control your own mind. Yes, like you trying to put in control about your thoughts and reaching calmness of mind, right? And focus on being grateful. And that really helped me a lot, right? Just writing down all the things of about what can I be grateful today, and that helps a lot. So that's my advice to you, to do the same, and that help you. And again, Epictetus for me, it is like I just he was so, what can I say, good. Is he left those quotes, and for me only mean that he got it, same as Marcus Aurelius, right? Another human being that realized that it was not the circumstances, right? If I am not wrong, there's another quote from from Epictetus that circumstances only reveal the man, right? So it's about our own experiences and how help us shape our true being. And I really kind of like the ending from Epictetus, right? How he ended up like creating a school or and just sharing his knowledge about life and realizing that it's about what we can control, and what we can control is our thoughts, is the way of how we perceive the exterior. um, that is like so important in order for you to get to start building your own life, right? Because for me that is like what I want to share with you, how you can build your dream life, your desires, because of course that you can get there, your desires, I believe that so truly, but at the same time it's like following the clues, following the steps, like understanding the rules about life. And this is something that I appreciate so much from the knowledge, the wisdom from the Shaolin monastery, specifically from Master Ji. He shared this kind of wisdom, right? And he mentioned about this, about if you don't understand the rules of the game in life, you may lose. So, but at the same time, if you follow the game, you may win. And so for me, it's the same scenario. I mean, if you have this big dream for you, you need to first of all understand like where you are and some the truth about life, right? About like all that I have kind of I have been sharing. So by you getting this understanding like a little bit more about like the rules of life, you can now take better decisions, and then you start moving ahead. Yes, with your thoughts. Yes, with your perception, with your imagination. And realizing that is everything about the mind. That is like the most important quote that I can share with you. And now, Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor, considered one of the five good emperors. He was also a philosopher and wrote his meditation as a form of self-help, seeking self-knowledge and virtue despite having to face various wars, including the Marcomannian Wars. His life was an example of wise and prudent leadership, always guided by Stoic principles. Some quotes from Marcus Aurelius: "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. The impediment to action abuses action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Don't waste time debating what a good man should be. Be one. The life of a man is what his thoughts make of it. Be indifferent to what happens to you and how it happens. What is in our power is in our hands. Death smiles at all. Death smiles at us all, but only a man knows how to smile back. When you rise in the morning, think of the precious privilege of being alive, breathing, thinking, enjoying, loving. Tranquility is the result of harmony between our actions and our thoughts. Don't let what you cannot do interferes with what you can do. And those were just a few quotes from Marcus Aurelius. I believe that I have shared like many quotes already in this channel from Marcus Aurelius, and it is so amazing for me, Marcus Aurelius, the ideas, and he basically he wrote his own personal self book because I believe that he really needed. You may say, oh, but he became a Roman emperor, right? It was so easy. I believe that you may be in the wrong track about life if you believe that it's easy. And I have shared my advice to you that you should do the same, like having a your own journal. Jim Rohn mentioned in his conference the same advice, and so you should do the same. I'm saying like something that you find valuable, you should do so. You should write it right away. So how is it? Those quotes and Marcus Aurelius, those just were not like my favorite from Marcus Aurelius. I do believe that I have shared like my favorite quotes from Marcus Aurelius. It's about the quality of your thoughts. The life of a man is what his thoughts make of it. There is no doubt that Marcus Aurelius got it, that we become what we think about, with our thoughts we make our work. And for me, he realizing that it was so enormous because it really helped me during my hardship again. Um, about the quality of our thoughts, what we can control, what we cannot. So, because we truly suffer like a lot from our own thoughts. Truly, truly. I am just mentioning perhaps in my own personal experience, realizing how is it that expectations, like thinking about this scenario, what if, and what if this would happen, right? All those scenarios. So, but by you gaining control of your own life, even though it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what happened to you. For me, if you are alive, for me, if you are in awareness, meaning like the here and the now, there you are in control of your life. So what do you decide to do like next? What will be the next move, right? Are you going to be trapped in your own thoughts? Because that's the powerful mind, right? The mind is so powerful that if you realize how to realizing the thoughts, right? Like realizing that the thoughts can be upheld and other thoughts can be so harmful for you. So that should give you another sense about life. And the important thing about that's why I really mention about conditioning like a lot because it takes time to really change your mindset, to change your conditioning. But is it worth it? Definitely, is it worth it? I mean, even though if it take you like years, take you some time, it is so necessary for you to get another appreciation about life. And then you will see like, this is so nice. It is so great to be alive, to enjoy the opportunity to be here. But if you're not in that point, right? Because you're suffering, because something happened to you and you are trapped with your mind. In that situation, it is so dangerous. So, yes, from Marcus Aurelius, that we are just a passenger in this life. We should be humble. That coming from an emperor, right, means a lot. It should mean a lot to you as well, because that's the truth about life. And for me, the most powerful virtue is like one of them, like remain humble. Even though you have faced misfortune, especially if you have faced misfortune, because you need to control your emotions, your anger. You need to definitely control yourself, and that is so important. So I just wanted to share like a little bit my personal opinion about these philosophers, right? About these human beings that they share their knowledge, and I believe that is so valuable, because for me that the only thing that it means that it will continue the same thing, because life is like this. Even though right now we are in the 21st century, the next century, the next millennium will be the same thing, right? Because we humans, we do have a mind and thoughts, and that's the truth about life. So it's about you gaining understanding. Definitely it's about gaining understanding. And for me to gain understanding requires time, efforts on your side to stick with some kind of information and following the rules of life, and realizing that it's about you. It's about what is entering your mind daily. What is entering your mind daily? Because at the end, you will become that. I mean, you will become your thoughts. So that is why it is so important that you try to control your own thoughts. And more than controlling your own thoughts, controlling your own way of perception about life, so you can gain control again, right? And then you move to whatever you want from life. So the question is, what do you want from life? Who are you? Understanding that the body is an instrument of the mind. You receive a name, right? And that is only a part of you. And so my advice to you, to just finish with those quotes from Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, in Epictetus, is about, for me, truly like remaining humble about life and kind of appreciation, right? Because for me, to receive this information from an angle, from the proctor, that with our thoughts we make our world, that is about our thoughts, about perception, that's kind of life. Perhaps if you kind of understand it in this way, life perhaps want to give you an opportunity, right? Just a way, just to say it, right? In order for you to change your life, in order for you to move to a different direction, and removing fear, for me, that has been like my favorite about myself, to be honest. And that's another. There is this quote from Alexander the Great, that a moment free from fear makes a man immortal. And I'm gonna be honest with you all, because in my case, I said to myself, I don't want to just feel this fear anymore. And I am telling you guys, like, anymore. And when I say anymore, it's anymore. So I started this investigation on my own life. What could be causing me fear? Should be just the fear of losing somebody that I love, like not accomplishing my own dreams, or just dying, right? So trying to conquer that, and for me, is powerful, because if you live every single day, as Marcus Aurelius said, that like every single day, like thinking about the precious, about waking up every single day, having that kind of mindset, and you understanding that there is no fear because you decided to just be deleted, right? To not having anymore. You may say no, but you may face fear in another scenario, in something, because trust me, I said to myself, no anymore. No anymore. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter what happened. I just decided this is it. I can, I can die today, right now, in this moment, and I would be okay with my own life. Perhaps because I am doing the best that I can every single day, and so I'm not worried anymore, right? That could be a reason. And so there is nothing to worry. I mean, you feel free with yourself, like you are doing your best. I mean, you are truly doing your best and you are going after your dreams. I mean, if you're doing that like every single day, why would you be like scared or afraid of something? In my case, that's anymore. And I'm telling you, perhaps in the past, I realized how that fear was there. I was not doing like a lot of things because of fear. So for me, really facing fear is the best thing that can happen to you. And so it's about your mind, it's about the quality of your thoughts. And for me, just Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius sharing his wisdom, just realize for me it's the same thing, that I am a part of this human species, right? That I have a mind as well. And it is important to understand both sides. Yes, light, darkness, if you know what I mean. Um, you deciding for your own self. What do you want from life? How are you going to perceive life? And making those decisions can help you a lot. So I hope that, guys, this video helped you some way, because for me, just reading quotes from from Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, just always give me another insight about my own human experience, and I hope that it can do the same for you. I am Oscar Mario, and thank you very much. Hello, I just wanted to mention some other points about the quotes from Marcus Aurelius, or my point of view about Marcus Aurelius, because it is truly for me, Marcus Aurelius, one of my favorite individuals. Um, Again, those quotes is about the quality of our thoughts. And he understood about we become what we think about, and just his point of view, like you should be humble because you are just a passenger of this life. Again, for me, Marcus Aurelius really came to just fulfill something that I haven't, and of course, Zig Ziglar, Nightingale, and many great individuals, right? But I'm talking about some other human being from the past that was an emperor, and for me, just bring me clarity about this existence, and realizing that I am just another human being, I am just another body, right? And like really sticking into his lessons, it just bring me this feeling about trying to be more humble, like every single day, in appreciation about every single second, truly, because that's what truly life is. And at the same time, is that's it. Same as basically the life of Napoleon Hill, right? Like try to stay humble. And why that is so important? Because you will realize it that life is about like like for real, it's like competition, there is greed. And so when you see that and you kind of understand the messages from Marcus Aurelius, from Seneca, from other individuals, you realize that they are sharing another point of view that is in contrast to, perhaps in my case, the reality that we have perceived, right, about life. So by you grounding yourself, right, by you trying to stay humble, even though, and most importantly, if you face challenges or difficulties, or most important, how can I say this, you have been mistreated, right? You haven't been like facing a easy life, or other people doing things for you. That specifically in those kind of scenarios, you say to yourself, and I should be humble. Is me the one to be now like trying to stay like my best when other people? Yes, for me that was like the message, like the important message. Even though, and most important, if that happened into your life, that is kind of the sense of, for me, staying humble from Marcus Aurelius. And most important, kind of the clue, the sense of life, because it was giving me this sense of, are you trying to say to me like, okay, I received some hardship during my life, but if I stay with my values, if I stay with my commitment to no, just no behave like the rest, and staying grounded with my values and with my everything, right? My core, eventually I will, why not, succeed? Because it seems like virtue, right? The right, being just rightful, those kind of moral, right, values, at the end will bring me something, right? Well, I should stay with this kind of lessons because it seems like life kind of behave in this way. And that was something that I find out for like myself. But at the same time, how is it that you just don't get so like greedy, right? It's like, oh, I have been receiving mistreated in life, but I do know that I will receive this and this. How you just don't get caught into those thoughts, into those feelings. So that's, again, it comes to my mind, all the lessons of stay humble, even though you're just a passenger. You don't know anything about life. You don't know nothing. And that is so precious. Again, because just flow, right? Just flow, let it be. And for me, that is the important part about healing, about understanding the mind, about understanding your thoughts. Um, yes, I am giving you my best energy. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and take care of yourself.